Hey!
And welcome to Lyto News, the place where we go through the best technological news of the week. Let's roll with the intro.
First news of the week, Google partners with media outlets to provide on-demand news audio. So basically, Google has now made a partnership with some journals to do a feature similar to the one Google Home has of the news feed when you wake up in the morning. But right now they're implementing this one with journalists, with newspapers, and all these kind of things.
Yeah, I guess so. The audio is coming, and especially it's really useful to wake up in the morning and listen to your news in a really comfortable way. Just saying, Google, what is the news of today, and that's why you need the journalists like BBC to partner with to create this service. No, so yeah,
Definitely.
Okay, let's go with the second news. Bad news for Huawei, and is that the CFO is accused of fraud. Face up to 30 years in prison. This news go through a more deeper level where we have to understand that first, the CFO is the daughter of the founder of Huawei, and apparently she's being accused of fraud because she had been involved apparently in some business in Iraq with using an unofficial subsidiary of Huawei called Skycom. So what happened is that the US have some restriction with this, and they accused her basically of being involved in all of this. So it seems like there is like a kind of political background here between US and China. We all know that Huawei is a big technological giant right now. So not really good news for technology in general and for Huawei, where she is being accused of a really serious accusation, and she can even be deported to the US to be judged in US land. So
and even get into the prison. And this is like a direct attack from United States to China in a moment where China is almost overtaking, both economically and especially in technological way, to United States. It's a complete direct fight without caring about the persons involved, just the direct attack.
Exactly, so we see what happened with that, yeah.
And linking with China, we've got good news for the TikTok. It's big company that owns it, Big ByteDance, has said that it has raised 1.5 billion for AI and content. So basically most of it comes from the government, and they have announced that they're going to invest most of this money for AI. Basically, TikTok bought Musical.ly and merged these two apps into only one app that has over 600 million users. And most of this AI is going to be implemented for censorship in China. As most of the money comes from the Chinese government, they have to be careful with what is published on it.
Yeah, I think we all had seen TikTok now, how it has been trending lately, and it's not easy to arrive to social media escape right now. So well done by TikTok and to the Asian giant.
Another sign of how China is overtaking technology with these new apps.
Yeah, exactly. So okay, let's move on to the second news, third news of today, with Quora. They have a data breach, and they said that 100 million users might be affected too. The good news is that not any financial information that might affect to the user has been released, but all the information related with the accounts, IP, ID number, all the information related to the accounts of Quora have been almost 100 million users have been leaked. So bad news for the company. They already said that they're working to in an investigation to see what happened, and hopefully they will solve the problem. But yeah, data is really important nowadays, and that's why this attack happens. Yeah.
And we're seeing a big wave of problems with these kind of big platforms, especially news platforms, with these kind of data breaches that are becoming more and more popular in our world
nowadays. Actually, yeah, following with data, isn't it?
Following with data, we have a news from Google. Another news from Google is investing in a Japanese AI company called ABEJA, This company works on AI and machine learning, but focused on the company side. So basically, they do data analytics of big companies and cloud storage.
B2B, no?
B2B analytics, implementing this kind of new AI and machine learning. Basically, Google is focusing in this in coming years in investing more and more and doing more partnerships with AI companies.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of news in this week about related to Google. They're doing a lot of things related to, as the giant that Google is, Okay, let's move on now with Samsung. They have around 5 days ago they released they announced that they're gonna release the new Samsung with 5G. So this is one of the first phones to come with this technology. We've seen also how Motorola and OnePlus are also as well using this technology for their phones in 2019, next year. The only bad news that we're seeing is Apple will arrive later to this technology, and they predict to arrive in 2020. So we see.
So probably next year, 2019, we're already having phones with 5G. Do you think they're gonna be faster, way faster, like a big difference, or?
Well, I don't think it will be like a big difference, but
we
they're really fast already, but we always increase a little by little. No, it's just exponential increases. So we see.
Going back to Google for the last time, Google is killing off Allo, its messaging app that since 2016 wasn't having the success it was expecting, and it had barely any users. Google arrived quite late to the messaging apps, and now they want to change this strategy, and with the learning that they got from Allo, start through SMS like Apple is doing now.
With iMessage, not something like that.
Something like a message, yeah.
Yeah, I had to say sad news for me. I cannot downloaded the app, actually Duo as well when they launched it to try it, and I kind of like it actually the design.
Yeah, the design was good.
It was good, isn't it? And I remember, because obviously nobody used it, then it's kind of difficult to move from an app that you really use, that you have your family, your friends there.
Inertia.
Then it's really difficult to change your completely way you communicate with them and move to a different app. That's why it's difficult to compete in that sense.
Definitely.
But I have to say, Google tried different things every year, and they cancel projects like that. I kind of like that politic in
experimenting. No?
Yeah, experimenting. It doesn't work. They change and they evolve that project to a different thing, or they shut it down and they try something else. No, that's really good to evolve as well. Okay, let's move on now with Slack, the app for workspace communication that is preparing their IPO. The initial public offer for next year as well. Uber as well is gonna have their launch in the public market next year. Many different companies that they are evolving and growing a lot. They're looking for this public investment. So in the case of Slack, they have a valuation over they spent over $10 billion. We're talking a lot of money here. They reported that they have around 8 million users in their app, and around 3 million of them they are using a pay plan. No, you can use it for free, and they have this plan that you can pay and have more feature. But great news for the company, and they are launching as well their IPO. So
we're seeing how these new big technological apps or companies are getting now into the global market.
Yeah, Airbnb as well next year. Next year is gonna be the year of IPOs for like these new unicorns.
These software companies that are getting out there and making a lot of money. Moving on, this month Netflix got a new record about mobile used in its page and the money they got from that. Netflix is multi-platform and is investing more and more in its mobile app, and they are even considering on making a small plan to charge less money than with the computers or TVs, but only with a mobile app for countries like Asia, like Asia, where people cannot afford that much these kind of technologies.
Yeah, it makes sense to try this new plan and see if it works in a different country or in Asia in this continent in this case, and see actually it makes sense to actually reduce just to mobile. A lot of people just consume their content in their phone, so I think they are testing to see if they work and
if they can take advantage from there. Yeah,
subscription. Yeah, really good. Now let's move on with the last news today, and we're going with Fortnite. They have launches the new season, and with Christmas, the map, everything, a lot of different implementation are related to that. Now in the map you can see one of the quarter of the map is completely snow. We have ice. We have ziplines and planes actually as well. New vehicles, like so.
We couldn't resist, and we already tried it, and it's amazing. The planes, like how they implement within like such a short period of time the new features, and worldwide in thousands of servers. The fast mobility of it.
It's incredible how Epic Games have achieved this excitement of the same game during such a long time, changing the systems.
And not getting used to the same model, the same physics. They change things completely. They turn them upside down to see if something works.
So enjoy this Christmas. Play some Fortnite. It's free as always. So and that's it for today. I think we have really good news about Google, a lot of big technological companies, a little bit of software, everything. So
even Fortnite. So
exactly. See you on the next one. Then.
Subscribe on our channel. Like this video. Comment down below which news do you like most. If you have any other news that you think we should include for our next week.
Create some conversation. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. And see you
on the next one. Bye.
Después de que se pone a la cámara, rompe el ritmo, ¿sabes?